Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Central Oregon Shenanigans. If you're tuning in for the first time, you might want to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell. We have a 1978 Ford Bronco here in the garage. I've got a 1978 F-150 coming up on the channel real soon that I'm going to be restoring with my son. I've got a couple Super Duties. We have a couple OBS trucks that are Kyle's, and we've got a ton of trucks on the channel. So if you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and stay tuned. Also, I need you to go over and check out my buddy Zane at Hodgepodge Dodge Garage. His link will be at the description below. He'll also have a subscribe button at the end of the channel. He's a new upcoming YouTuber. He makes great videos. You need to go over there and support Zane. So after you got done watching my video, go over and check out Hodgepodge Dodge Garage. Another buddy of mine, you probably all know, but I'm going to go ahead and shout him out anyway. He's working on his 1994 F-150 right now. He's fixing a nice little cancer spot he found in his fender. John over at the Fox Shop, the link for his channel will be down in the description below. He'll also have a button at the end of the channel to subscribe and head over to his channel. So, today's project, like we said, we have a 1978 Ford Bronco right here. I acquired this Bronco a couple years ago. I think it will be coming up on 3 years ago this spring. Last winter we did a full overhaul on the top end of this engine. We did two new heads, well two new to us heads. They had been rebuilt for a 400, but the 400 never got dropped in a pickup. So both these heads have new valves, valve springs, seats, and they looked very low mileage. We didn't pay very much for them, and we had a bad valve in our original heads that came off this Bronco. We opened it up and we seen that this engine had been overhauled once in its life. This is a 351 modified. It's been bored 30 over, and it's got a fresh top end that I did last winter. The one thing that happened last summer when it was sitting and I wasn't driving it is I bought a fuel cap for this thing, and I bought the wrong one, or the parts store sold me the wrong one, which wasn't a venting cap, and it pressurized my fuel tank and it blew fuel up into the carburetor. Carburetor could only take so much PSI, and then it started leaking into my engine for 6 weeks, and I had a full tank, and I think about 20 some gallons went into my engine block and kind of onto the ground. And I noticed something was going on. I'm like, what is that puddle it was sitting out in the dirt? And come to find out that we had gas washed this whole engine. Drained it, got all the gas out of the cylinders. We have bad lifters now. I'm having a hard time keeping the lifters pumped up. It sits for a little bit, and it dry starts. You can hear the lifters chattering and some valve chatter, and it has a miss. And I think my miss is the valves not opening and closing properly. We've got fresh tune-up, spark plugs, wires, cap, rotor, you name it. It's been done. This thing is ready to go. But we drained the engine oil, flushed it, and I've put new oil in it. I'm running a thicker oil. I'm running a Dello 1540 right now. I might knock it back down, I might not, but it seems to like it. I thought I lost this engine, but we brought it back, and it seems to be running really well. I have no bottom end noise. I do have 2 leaky valve cover gaskets, and I'm guessing my oil pan's probably going to be next to start leaking. It looks like it's got a little seepage, but not bad. But we're leaking quite a bit of oil out of the back passenger side valve cover. It's bad enough where you start it and move it somewhere that it leaves, you know, it got a trail coming into the shop here. So today, yeah, it's pretty leaky. So today we're going to be tearing off. We're going to start with the passenger side valve cover. We're going to tear that side down first. We're going to replace valve cover gaskets on both sides, but we're going to start with the passenger side first. It looks easier. I'm going to do the hard side later. And let me show you what I got here. Alrighty, guys. So I hunted myself down 2 rubber gaskets instead of having quart gaskets on this. I think that's what I went with the last time, but I'm not 100% sure. There's very few parts, upgraded parts for the modified block. If you're watching this video and you know of a link to a one-piece rubberized oil pan gasket for the modified series engines, please drop that in the comments down below. And if it won't let you comment that, because I know that YouTube's sensitive on links, you can email me the link at CentralOregonShenanigans@gmail.com. I am looking to pull this engine out and kind of use it as a temporary powerhouse for our step side while I'm building the 460. If you guys haven't seen that video yet, or videos yet, I am working on 2 engines, one for each truck. And if you're a continued subscriber and watcher of my channel, you guys know this, but I just got done dissecting the 460 down the rest of the way, and I think we can bore this out and clean it up. This one's a 1971 460. This is a 1971 429. And I have all the parts organized out. We have 2 new remanufactured heads. This one's already been through the machine shop. It has been bored. It has been machined. The heads have been, the surface area has been decked. We're going to do the same thing to that one. And we're going to have a 429 and a 460. The 429 is going in the Bronco, and the 460 will be going in the step side eventually. The 429 is going to be a little bit more fast-paced. We're going to get that in here soon. The 460 is going to be a little bit longer of a build because we're going to have the modified out, and then we're going to re-gasket it. We're going to throw it in the step side, get it running, see what we really need to do with that step side. That step side has been sitting since 2001, if I do remember the conversation I had with the gentleman that I bought the truck from. So it's been sitting for a long time. So it's creeping up on almost 20 years of sit time. Enough jabbering around now. Let's go ahead and get some tools out, and let's get working on the 351 modified. Alrighty guys, so first thing we're going to do on this side is I'm going to take a look at my spark plugs. This is already organized, 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to make sure that that's actually where they go and take a mental note of that. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if I can just unbolt this and lay it over and do one side at a time, I won't lose my wiring or my timing sequence here on this side. 2, 3, 4. Pop that off. I'm just gonna lay that over here to the side. I don't know, we might be, with the kid being 16, coming up on 16, I don't know if I really want to be building him a 460 to go hot rodding around. This motor would keep him out of trouble, but still have fun with that pickup. So we might be just restoring this engine. We might just be restoring this engine, and just for his temporary, till we see how he treats things, and then if he does well, we'll start building that 460 over there, and then he can have some fun with that truck. He's gonna be sharing that truck with his brother, so him and his brother are both gonna be sharing that pickup, unless I find another one down the road. All right. Love these old Fords for this nice tool tray that they provided right down here. It's one of my favorite things working on an old 70s Ford is they've got the, I call them the tool trays on the side of the fenders here. Put all my bolts, all my tools, nothing ever gets lost. I've even accidentally left a tool on there a time or two, went for a decent drive and came back and I was like, oh, I left my 1/2 inch right there. Okay. Oh no. Took one of my spark plug wires off. I pulled one of the things with it. Oh well. We can fix that. We have the technology. One more. Some more back there. I can smell gasoline, guys. Right away the gasket just kind of laid there. It is a rubber one. I guess I did find a little rubber gasket for the valve covers. Reeks of fuel under the valve cover still, which I've maybe put 15 miles on it since. I drove it out to Papa's and back, and that's about it. But let's see what's going on here with this rubber gasket. You can see Just leaking right on past. Okay, so everywhere was dry until the very back here, and about right here it's just soaked. You can see the oil is pouring around it, and you can see if it's dry like that in the middle, that means it's been making contact and wasn't leaking. And then you get down here, you can see where it was seeping through. I may silicone these ones on, because when I first got these gaskets put on here, I hate silicone, but when I first got these gaskets before it gas washed, we had the same problem. So I may just put some silicone on these to seal them up a little bit better. That's probably what we're gonna do. I gotta go to the store and get some. You guys need to get charged. I will catch you back when I get back from the parts store. Alrighty guys, off camera here. Got my drill out and got some brushes. I flung one over here and cleaned up this old valve cover. I've still got a few more things to do to it. I'm gonna put some primer down, some pretty paint on it, and clear coat it. Might add about 50 horsepower. Alrighty guys, it's definitely a different day now, and our valve cover turned out really nice. I'm trying to figure out how I want to lay this out. I'm going to put a wrench on these just to be on the safe side. Alrighty guys, well here's a big problem. When your gasket gets gas washed and it just comes apart. Could have been where the leak was coming from on this side instead of the other side, but we're doing both sides. And when we take this engine out, when we go and pull this engine out and temporarily, it's going to be our temporary motor, we're probably just going to go ahead and put all new gaskets back on it again. Not sure if I'll do head gaskets again. It's got brand new head gaskets, but everything else, intake manifold gasket, oil paint gasket, the valve covers will be good, but basically just fixing all the seals that got screwed up when it got gas washed. It's a great engine, great compression. I had it on the run, and then we had to, fill up with gasoline. We're gonna have to do lifters, so when we get the intake manifold off, when it's out of the truck, we'll do a set of lifters. But right now, just to move this Bronco around, we're just gonna get that oil leak solved, which I think I just solved it, and get a nice paint job on the valve covers. Alright guys, went ahead and got some silicone out and just put a couple dabs here and there, set my gasket down, made sure all my bolt holes lined up on the valve cover. I cleaned the surface. I cleaned that surface down there on the engine block. I don't know if we talked about this yet, but that was our failure point. It actually failed all the way through. That was the gasket that was leaking. I'm gonna off camera here put this valve cover back on. Alrighty guys, all done. Got my spark plug wires back on, valve covers back on, painted. I cleaned the air cleaner with some chrome cleaner. Put a new oil cap on it because the old one looked pretty grungy. I don't even know where oh, there it is. There's the original grungy looking one. I wasn't even gonna try to paint that and make it look good. I might keep it and change my mind down the road. But I had that one in stock, so. Yeah, now the next thing to do is to fire it up and test it. But we're having a rainy day outside, huh, Diesel? Gus was out there, he got all wet. He's drying off by the heater. Don't feel like opening up the garage door. Getting water in the garage at the moment. So you're gonna have to wait till the next one, guys, and we'll hear the Bronco run, check for leaks on the next video. Give this one a big thumbs up. Comments do go down below. Hit that subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so you can stay up to date what we're doing here at Central Oregon Shenanigans. And don't forget to go check out Hodgepodge Dodge Garage and the Fox Shop. Those links are in the description below, and they'll be on the end screens as well. Upcoming on the Bronco, our next step is to get rid of our horrible vibration in the rear end, which has to do with driveline angles, and I've got a couple ideas I'll share with you in the next video. Also, we need to replace the door hinges on this girl, on the driver door. It opens and it falls about that far, and I can't get it shut unless I lift up, and it's just not working. So we've got some door hinge shenanigans, and we're just gonna start picking. We're just gonna keep picking away at her. Till next time, guys. See you here.